The readings will now be given by Craig from Plainfield.
The Bible, Judges. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord delivered them into the hand of Midian 7 years. And the hand of Midian prevailed against Israel. And because of the Midianites, the children of Israel made them the dens which are in the mountains, and the caves and strongholds. And so it was, when Israel had sown, that the Midianites came up, and the Amalekites and the children of the east, even they came up against them. And they encamped against them and destroyed the increase of the earth, till thou come unto Gaza, and left no sustenance for Israel, neither sheep, nor ox, nor ass. For they came up with their cattle and their tents, and they came as grasshoppers for multitude. For both they and their camels were without number, and they entered into the land to destroy it. And Israel was greatly impoverished because of the Midianites, and the children of Israel cried unto the Lord. And there came an angel of the Lord, and sat under an oak which is in Ophrah, that pertained unto Joash the Abiezrite, and his son Gideon threshed wheat by the winepress, to hide it from the Midianites. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him, and said unto him, The Lord is with thee, thou mighty man of valor. And Gideon said unto him, O my Lord, if the Lord be with us, why then is all this befallen us? And where be all his miracles which our fathers told us of, saying, Did not the Lord bring us up from Egypt? But now the Lord hath forsaken us, and delivered us into the hand of the Midianites. And the Lord looked upon him, and said, Go in this thy might, and thou shalt save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have not I sent thee? Then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him, rose up early, and pitched beside the well of Harod, so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them, by the hill of Moreh, in the valley. And the Lord said unto Gideon, The people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, Mine own hand hath saved me. So he brought down the people unto the water, and the Lord said unto Gideon, Every one that lappeth of the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth, him thou shalt set by himself. Likewise every one that boweth down upon his knees to drink. And the number of them that lapped, putting their hand to their mouth, were 300 men. But all the rest of the people bowed down upon their knees to drink water. And the Lord said unto Gideon, By the 300 men that lapped will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thine hand, and let all the other people go every man unto his place. Then the men of Israel said unto Gideon, Rule over us, both thou and thy son and thy son's son also, for thou hast delivered us from the hand of Midian. And Gideon said unto them, I will not rule over you, neither shall my son rule over you. The Lord shall rule over you. Matthew. And Jesus opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. The following's from Unity of Good by Mary Baker Eddy in Prose Works. The article is Ways Higher Than Our Ways. A lie has only one chance of successful deception to be counted true. Evil seeks to fasten all error upon God, and so make the lie seem part of eternal truth. Emerson says, hitch your wagon to a star. I say, be allied to the deific power, and all that is good will aid your journey. As the stars in their courses fought against Sisera in Judges 5th, 20th verse, hourly in Christian Science, man thus weds himself with God, or rather, he ratifies a union predestined from all eternity. But evil ties its wagon load of offal to the divine chariots, or seeks so to do, that its vileness may be Christian purity, and its darkness get consolation from borrowed scintillations. Jesus distinctly taught the arrogant Pharisees that from the beginning their father, the devil, was the would-be murderer of truth. A right apprehension of the wonderful utterances of him who spake as never man spake would despoil error of its borrowed plumes and transform the universe into a home of marvelous light, a consummation devoutly to be wished. Error says God must know evil because he knows all things, but Holy Writ declares God told our first parents that in the day when they should partake of the fruit of evil, they must surely die. Would it not absurdly follow that God must perish if he knows evil, and evil necessarily leads to an extinction? Rather, let us think of God as saying, I am infinite good, therefore I know not evil. Dwelling in light, I can see only the brightness of my own glory. Error may say that God can never save man from sin if he knows and sees it not. But God says, I am too pure to behold iniquity and destroy everything that is unlike myself. Many fancy that our Heavenly Father reasons thus. If pain and sorrow were not in my mind, I could not remedy them and wipe the tears from the eyes of my children. Error says, you must know grief in order to console it. Truth, God says, you oftenest console others in troubles that you have not. Is not our comforter always from the outside and above ourselves? God says, I show my pity through divine law, not through human. It is my sympathy with and my knowledge of harmony, not inharmony, which alone enable me to rebuke and eventually destroy every supposition of discord. Error says God must know death in order to strike at a truth. But God saith, I am ever conscious life, and thus I conquer death. For to be ever conscious of life is to be never conscious of death. I am all. A knowledge of aught beside myself is impossible. If such knowledge of evil were possible to God, it would lower his rank. With God, knowledge is necessarily foreknowledge, and foreknowledge and foreordination must be one in an infinite being. When deity foreknows, deity must foreordain, else He is not omnipotent, and like ourselves, he foresees events which are contrary to his creative will, yet which he cannot avert. If God knows evil at all, he must have had foreknowledge thereof. And if he foreknew it, he must virtually have intended it or ordered it aforetime, foreordained it. Else, how could it have come into the world? But this we cannot believe of God. For if the supreme good could predestine or foreknow evil, there would be sin in deity. And this would be the end of the infinite moral unity. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? Close quote. On the contrary, evil is only a delusive deception without an actuality which truth can know. From Science and Health, page 371. Truth is an alternative in the entire system and can make it every whit whole.